Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I do have here Horizon micro or mini brush drone Zeyrok, which I got from one of my colleagues. He decided that he's bored of flying drones and he doesn't want to have this drone, and I thought, why not to make one video. So far I do not really like to fly with ready-to-fly drones, especially the toy drones, but I think I thought, why not to try and see how this drone flies. It may be helpful for someone, for the beginner, for someone who is thinking to get one of the first drones and need some more information on particular drones. So I'll try to give some feedback on this drone and share some experience. Well, anyway, if we were to get this drone, you will find that the box is really fancy and pretty big. You'll find these items there, plus the battery charger, which I checked it out because it's very slow, and I do use a more professional LiPo battery charger. Anyway, you'll find the 8 propellers, some double-sided sticky tape, I'm not sure what for, and then you can have a look here. You'll find the micro SD card, 4 GB, and adapter, which I think is pretty nice to have it included into the bag. And these are the main items. So these are the main items here, and first you can see that it uses Spectrum radio, Spectrum protocol. So I think components of this radio are of better quality. One thing to mention here. And then if we have a look at the radio itself, then you would need to install 4 batteries, 1.5 volts. You'll find the 2 switches at the top. So this switch here on the left is to switch between the modes. So if we were to push the switch to the bottom, this mode is stable mode, self-leveling mode. Then middle one is semi-stable. It means when we let the directional stick go to the middle, the drone will stabilize itself, and if we were to push it, it will start flying like in a manual mode. And then if we were to push this one to the top, it is 100% manual, fully manual mode. To take pictures, we have to push right switch to the top shortly, and if we were to hold it longer, it will start recording the videos. The trims here to bind it with the drone, we need to press the throttle stick once and it binds with the drone. Let's have a look at the drone itself here. And first to mention here is this really strange looking battery. Is pretty long, 1S, 3.7 volts, 750 milliamps, 25 C discharge rate. Actually, this battery together with this drone weighs 130 grams. I did have my scale, but my scale is not here now, but I did check it before. So 130 grams together with the battery. So I don't think it's pretty light or light enough for the brush drone, but I'm not sure. I will take it outside for the flight and we'll see how it flies. Anyway, this is the battery, and then you'll find here in the front there is a camera as well. You can adjust the angle of the camera, which is a good thing too. 1.3 megapixel, 720p. Not great but I think not bad for the beginning. Another thing to mention here, which I do not really like actually, is the micro SD card slot here, which is a side, and in order to get it is pretty hard because you need something thin to push it, and when it sticks out, I cannot still get it out. So pliers and it's out. So this is the thing I do not really like. here straight away as about the micro SD card slot. Okay, the SD card is back there. So this is how it looks. To remove the camera, I think you would need to remove the landing gear. It feels pretty light actually without the battery. There is a strap which holds the battery actually pretty tight over here. So LED lights in the back, I think red in the front, white ones to indicate the the front and the rear of the drone. Anyway, let's take this drone for the flight. Today is I would say windy day. It feels, I can feel there is a wind outside, so let it take outside and see how it does in sort of a more windy environment. Well, little fast comment after the flight. I charged the battery a few times, took it outside a few times. I found one more thing here. When we press the right stick on the radio, it changes the sensitivity of the sticks and the drone becomes more sensitive and it reacts much faster to stick commands. The thing to mention here, I do really like the strap here and the idea how this idea is pretty simple, but it's very convenient, very easy to remove the battery and place it back. So very nice thing, very comfortable, convenient. To mention about the camera here, you would need to face the camera upwards a little bit more, because if you were to put the camera sort of little bit to the middle, you will not see too much of the flying area, so you have to move it a little bit up. In regards to the drone itself and the flight, as I mentioned about the weight itself before, I think it is a little bit too heavy for 1S, and I can feel it while flying it. It loses power sometimes, and I push the throttle to maximum, and in order to regain the altitude. So that's one disadvantage. I think maybe this size would need 2S or maybe 5 volts, a regulator of 5 volts, but 1S is a little bit too heavy for sure. And I can definitely see that while flying it in a manual mode, not stable mode, manual mode, it's really hard sometimes to control it, because due to the power of 1S, there is basically not enough power to control the drone. So my end comment about this particular toy drone, Zeyrok, I mean, if it's your first drone, that's not bad. I mean, you have three fly modes, and you can try and see how it flies in a manual mode, and you can get a feeling of manual mode. You have self-leveling mode. Now there is a camera and pretty nice spectrum transmitter. However, I would say that this drone doesn't really suit flying in a windy areas, because actually I think itself the PADs which were set here in this drone, they're a little bit too high, and when the wind blows, I can see that it sort of shakes. It's sort of shaky, so I think the PADs are too high. But if you are in areas where there's not so much wind, and it would suit probably the back garden, backyard, or little park, next to your house. It is pretty light drone, safe, pretty safe, little thing to fly around, the area where there's some more people. So I think for the beginners, maybe that's not a bad choice. You can have some fun. You can crash. It crashes, and because of its probably of the material, and either blades are pretty resistant. They're very flexible, as you can see. So if it's a first drone you want to get, maybe that's not a bad choice. However, do not expect too much out of this drone. This is what I would say. Yeah, so far that's it. I'll see you next time, and happy flying.